You open her legs? Like, why is it so musty in the room now? Ugh, you should have aborted. Plan B, those children demons, ugh. Yo, that's twisted as hell, man. First you're telling me you're trying to kill everyone on Earth by bringing in their evil doppelgangers, and now you're showing the failed abortions? Oh my goodness. You see, everyone's bitching and moaning about the wrong thing with Fire Force Season 3. It's all, oh, the animation isn't good enough, or oh, the art's not good enough, or the pacing. Listen, you're all bitching about the wrong thing. The latest episode of Fire Force just delivered insane shock, disgust, oh my god, old Biddy was a crazy wench, to then delivering the most comedy gold shit known to man. It was so good watching Arthur's delusions in actions that it actually has me a tad salty that they've underutilized the gold mine of entertainment known as Side Quests with Arthur. Because if you tell me with a straight face, you look me dead in the eyes and you say, Brandon, we didn't need more Arthur in any of the seasons. We don't need a 3-season spin-off of Arthur going on side quests and seeing things as a video game. If you seriously are going to look at me and say we don't need that, you are a damn disgrace to your family, because I gotta be honest, that shit was funny. The fact that our boy looks at Arthur and he's like, listen, he's an idiot, but he's our idiot. And the more Delulu out of his mind he is, the stronger he is. So while his Home Depot sword got shattered and destroyed, we're gonna make him believe he has a legendary ore, that we'll make him a new Excalibur. At first, I truly thought he was going to make him a real legendary blade. Now, not to say, you could give that man iron and he'd probably make a pretty cool ass sword. The thing is I actually thought we were going to get a better metal. No, like, he set up this entire side quest that was supposed to end going back to where it all started. It's kind of like a bit of a cliche, but, you know, the idea that he'd have some iron, he'd think it was rarer than this, we'd make him a new sword, and because he did a whole ass side quest, he would actually believe he has a real sword. It's actually smart. Unfortunately, our idiot friend thinks he has to go to the Nether. Now, the best thing about Arthur is he probably will discover something better than iron. I imagine, like, he's gonna come out of this with a diamond sword or something, but it's gonna be danger to get to that moment. And I deadass mean it. We are in the final season of Fire Force. We have one more core next year, right? To wrap it all up once this one is over. But there is potential for an Arthur spinoff. Now, I'm not saying I want to see the repeat of the show, but could you imagine getting even a 10-episode, hell, 8-episode spinoff of just Arthur with the video game presentation, just seeing it all from his mind and the bullshit? Like, that is some comedy gold, man. And you gotta give a little round of applause that Fire Force was able to deliver some of the funniest shit the show has ever done in the same episode that did some of the most disturbing shit that it's ever done. It is conflicting, contrasting, it is a whiplash, but I gotta admit they handled it very, very well. So, Hibana ends in the last episode with a realization that, old Nan was doing some bad shit. And at first I was like, man, are we getting some Promised Neverland vibes here? Because it's kind of feeling like we ate kids or something. I was not okay. So we learned a lot about the doppelgangers and stuff. So apparently there's as many doppelgangers as there are humans in this world. And it seems like the grand punchline to this show is about bringing the doppelgangers into reality. And I guess the idea of like the insects that turn them into infernals is actually like almost like a takeover of the doppelganger. It's mess. Like, I mean, from the very beginning, a cult saying we're gonna burn it all down, hip hip hooray. I mean, it doesn't get much crazier than that in Scientology. Like, it's pretty messed up. So the idea that your whole worldview not only gets shattered by people you used to trust and believe in, but then the crazy bitch decides to say, hey, I'm gonna bring back your old... She dead ass looked at Hibana in the eyes and said, what's wrong? I truly believe she thought she was doing something nice there. That she's like, hey, I'm letting you see your fallen classmates one last time. Evil. I really felt like she could have been one of the characters looking after the orphanage in Promised Neverland. There's something about her face, her build, and the best part of the whole thing too is her ability as the human vibrator. It's kind of funny because, like, naturally when you get older, you get a little more shaky, a little more nervous, a little more weak. The fact that her just like, she just rumbles. Because it's funny because she strikes a pose. Now she kind of does a little JoJo pose. Now she's a little stiff, right? So she can't do like the complete Dio pose or anything, but she does kind of strike a pose, and then she has the aura going on around her, and then she walks up and just goes, and just Buddy gets obliterated. At one point, he tries to punch her, and then he has to pull away, and his whole arm, like the cloth on like his clothing, like I imagine the fact that his clothing got disintegrated, his arm would have been completely eviscerated had he connected that attack. It was just some crazy stuff. I don't know, the past couple of episodes of Fire Force have been damn enjoyable, but I'd honestly say this latest one is probably the most enjoyable as a whole. Had we not had the Arthur stuff, I would have just said it's probably one of the stronger episodes. But I think when you combine the overall plot and the intensity and the realization and revelations of what's going on in the context of this world and their overall history, the fact that this bitch been around for 250 years, like there's a lot of good stuff there. But then you add in the fun factor of Arthur, and the best part too is while it's silly as hell, the idea of powering Arthur up is actually plot important. This isn't some side quest, this is a main quest that is needed because Arthur is one of their strongest fighters. Without him deluled out of his mind, they ain't gonna win the final battle. We need Shinra, we need Arthur. You know, Burns would have been nice too, but hey, whatever. Like, we need certain characters around. So the fact that he's been from the very beginning a little chuny with delusions, it only makes sense to continue those, and somehow those ended up with a real quest that, I mean, I only saw like 2 seconds of the preview, but I imagine he actually does go and fight something and he discovers some sort of metal, which would just be perfect because this man's luck is just maxed out. Intelligence, -99. Luck, 99. So, you know, yin and yang, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But yeah, this was great. I mean, people are free to bitch and moan legitimately about the season all they want, opinions. I'm having a great ass time. I'm having a fun time. And legitimately, my issue is that, you know, seeing 10 minutes of just pure Arthur shenanigans has me incredibly disappointed there isn't a spin-off just focused on Arthur shenanigans. Some people will deadass come into my comments and say I'm overreacting or I'm not being serious. I need you to really listen. I am being 100% serious. Give me 8 to 12 episodes of Arthur shenanigans. That is my biggest criticisms with this season. I don't give a shit if you agree or disagree. That is my deadass opinion. I want more Arthur shenanigans. Not just Arthur shenanigans, from his perspective. They had a human repeat lines like an NPC with one line of dialogue. That is comedy gold. Let me know your thoughts. So what have you been thinking of season 3, the last couple of episodes? Do let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell. We also have the Patreon where you got the full live reactions on all these wonderful episodes, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Mick Pie, Simul Crumb, Troy, Rikamatsu, Jeffo369, Game Senpai, ICL Cicero, and we also have Michael Meadows. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.